Hello, Summoners. Welcome to MainDeck Masters. My name is Jacob. If I were to ask you the question of what the best magic right now in Battlespirit Saga is here in the set 4 meta, what would you say? Would you say Absolute Ice Shield for obvious reasons? Would you say Burning Force or Feral Slash because it's necessary Nexus destruction in a Nexus heavy meta? Would you say Dream Bomb or Avalanche because you need to be able to get rid of really big threats? Would you say a card like Doubly Deadly because it's efficient removal, even though it only destroys one symbol spirits? If you said any of these, I wouldn't fault you at all. But I'm here to tell you that none of those are the best magic. And the best magic, in fact, is Deadly Balance. Why is Deadly Balance the best magic in the set 4 meta? Well, if you think about it, most of the huge threats here in set 4 are double symboled spirits. We have Hydra, of course, we have Ira, we have Armored Form, we've got Mock Ginbu. And even without them being two symbol spirits, the meta is incredibly fast. We've got Hydra being able to come down on turn 3. We've got Big Bang Energy allowing you to make absolutely terrifying boards with Ira. You have Mock Ginbu being able to ascend off of really cheap spirits, Marty Bunny, Harbulk, even the other lander Pawn, that is the Ovi Raptidon clone. It can come out on top of something like that and become unblockable by regular Ginbu. Armor Form itself, it may cost a lot, but it can be reduced by Newman City, and it starts wiping the board when it comes out, because sometimes you don't have a lot of cores on your spirits, and they're at 5,000 BP or less, and that Armor Form tucks away two of your spirits, and now they're gone. It also has an incredibly high BP threshold, and can block against a lot of things. With Armor Blue as well, it can defend against Hydra, except for we have the fat friendly frog, which kind of, blows that out of the water. But then we have something like Deadly Balance. It doesn't have a restriction. Doubly Deadly has a restriction. It can only kill two simple spirits. Key of Intrusion can only get rid of 8k worth of BP. Yeah, you can Key of Intrusion something and block against it and hopefully block over that Hydra or that Ira. Let's be serious. You're not going to block over a 23, 24k power Ira, but you could block over a 13k Hydra by reducing it down to 5k. So that's an option, but it doesn't outright kill it. And of course, we have Dream Bomb, Inescapable Avalanche, but Seabed Lighthouse is rampant in the meta now. So if you're not in color, then your Dream Bomb that isn't set from hand can't bounce the Hydra or the Ira or even the Valkyries that are coming in with armor because there's a Seabed Lighthouse out. So what do we do then? Well, we have Deadly Balance. In the Ira versus Hydra matchup, you can play Deadly Balance, wipe everything on their board with one symbol, draw a bunch of cards off of it, play an Andromeda for free, kill one of their Nexus, probably the Impaler Forest or the Seabed Lighthouse, and then Deadly Balance your Andromeda and force them to kill their Hydra, force them to kill their Armor Form, force them to kill their Mock Ginbu, because everything else is gone. So now you've eliminated everything, and you can swing in with your Ira, with Tricera Warrior up. It can't be bounced, even if you don't have Seabed Lighthouse. In Valkyrie Bounce, sometimes you can't get over that Ira, that Mock Ginbu. They have a lot of stuff on the field. And yes, you can bounce this, you can bounce that, you can swing unblockable, but you do need to get rid of their threats, because even if you bounce one of those cards, it's just going to come down next turn. And in Valkyrie Bounce, you probably aren't playing Armor Form because it's too slow, and you have to be faster than what you're facing against. So you bounce everything else, and you Deadly Balance their big guy. Maybe they have an Enterprise out, and that kind of sucks if you're playing Valkyrie Bounce. But if you're playing a deck like Ira, you get rid of the Enterprise because Ira kills all the one symbol spirits. But in Valk Bounce, they may not even have a chance to get their Enterprise out. So, we've got that going for us. With even in Fabled Beast, you could utilize Deadly Balance early to get rid of their early game board, so you could start swinging in with your Blessed Spirits, gain a lot of life, so you can start taking those Hydra swings and hopefully start swinging in with your Hunduns with them being unblockable and do something from there. And of course, in purple, you have Deadly Balance for one, you've got Aura Borsha killing things with Deadly Balance, and you also have Doubly Deadly, so you can farm their one symbol spirits with Doubly Deadly, and then Deadly Balance their Ira or their Hydra or their Armor form to take care of those big threats. What's important here is that we are destroying the threats. We're not bouncing them off of Counter Sword. We're not bouncing them off of Avalanche or Dream Bomb. We're getting rid of them. And it's a lot harder to get spirits back out of the trash than it is to play them again next turn because it went to your hand or the top of your deck. Of course, Impaler Force exists, but Impaler Force requires you to survive until your next turn with 3 cores on it. So it has a hefty cost. And then, cards like For All Slash and Burning Force can get rid of those, so they cannot recur those spirits. Of course, they could have another one in their hand, but, that's variance. That's how the game goes. But I've been testing and trying new deck builds, and I've been finding that in every single one of my decks, regardless of the color, Deadly Balance is coming out on top as a magic that I can rely on to take care of those big threats. Because, against Valkyrie Bounce, they may be able to get armor purple from Jotengrim, but that's only on their turn. If you're able to survive that turn, you start Deadly Balancing them, and you start getting rid of their threats. And of course, I keep going back to Hydra because that is the big menace here in set 4. Deadly Balance gets rid of Hydra easily. And you want that Hydra gone. You don't want it back in their hand because they're going to ramp 2 or 3 cores off of their labyrinths, and then they can bring it out for free because they don't actually have to pay a sin cost. And that's real balanced. And of course, they have that frog that's even more balanced. But if you can get rid of all of those frogs and you can get rid of their Hydras, maybe you have a chance. So what I'm saying here is try out Deadly Balance. It's probably a game changer for your build. And if you can learn how to play around getting that Deadly Balance to destroy the target that you want it to destroy, it's going to make your games against these 2 symbol spirits much, much easier. I'm pretty sure that we are going to see lots of this magic in Texas and in future Grand Opens and online battles. Of course, with the online battles being best of 1, you're probably just going to see a lot of white aggro and Raging Tide to counter the white aggro. But in best of 3 scenarios, Deadly Balance is going to reign supreme. I'll put my money on that. Thank you for your time. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.